Hi, I'm so happy you're here today. Start by rolling down to your side and then come onto your back. Settle yourself in so that your feet are just in front of your knees. You have a nice relaxed pelvis. You can take one hand to your low belly and one hand just below your rib cage. Relax your shoulder blades in and take 3 deep breaths. Inhaling into both hands, exhaling. Enter your body. Enter your practice. One more, breathing in. Relax your back muscles. Relax your jaw and your face. Now we're gonna start an abdominal bouncing breath. It's gonna feel like you're passing a ball of breath between your 2 hands. It looks like this. I can't talk while I do it, so you have to watch. You're gonna take a big breath in to your lower hand. You're gonna hold your breath in and you're gonna pass that ball of breath between your 2 hands. And then exhale. Relax your shoulders. We'll do that a couple more times. Big breath into your bottom hand. Pass the ball of breath. And exhale. Try breathing into your top hand. Pass the ball of breath. And exhale. Now, relaxing into your normal breath, start to recruit your abdominal muscles with your exhale. Start from the pelvic corridor. Relaxed hip flexors. Big breath in, relax shoulder blades, exhaling, pulling up the pelvic corridor. 2 more times. Pelvic corridor. Last one. Transverse abdominals all the way into the external abdominal muscles, closing down the rib cage. Now step your feet in, draw your right knee up and then your left knee up. Pull down into the belly, pull down into the rib cage. If you feel pressure into your low back, kind of on your bones, stick a blanket back there to support you. Relax your shoulder blades down. If you're already feeling your back, I want you to take your knees down and your feet back down to the ground. Otherwise, you're here with me, fingers on your belly. You're drawing in and you're relaxing your feet and your knees and you're hinging the weight of your legs from your abdominal muscles. Warming up the connections between your legs and your abs, finding your source of strength in the center of your body rather than in your extremities. Take your time. If you feel your belly starting to bow out or you're losing connection, stop, reset, and join back in. 2 more. 1, 2. My hip flexors are soft. I'm putting strength in the middle. Pause. Draw your knees into your body. Drop your feet down. Hands behind your head. Open up your elbows, open up your shoulders, close the rib cage down, draw the belly button into your body and contract your ribs. Once you feel like you've got contraction, you have 10. Very specifically, pubic bone, belly button, rib cage, contract. If you need to feel it, feel it. Sometimes touching your belly button can really help you feel that source of power between your lower and upper abdominal muscles. There's 3, 4, pull in and squeeze up. Pull in and squeeze up. Pay attention to your pelvic floor. Draw up there too. Make sure it's not all obliques. You're in the middle. Last 2. Last 1. Release yourself on down. Maintain that stability that we just set up. Brace into it. Shoulder blades down to the ground as you squeeze your glutes, push down into your feet and lift your hips. There'll be a moment when you start to lose the waist. You reset. Pull the ribs in until you feel your glutes engaging, arms down to the ground. Start to warm it up, lifting the hips. 2, be specific about it. 3, 4, the waist can maintain its integrity between the poles of your rib cage and your pelvis. That's 8, 9, 10, stay up on 10. Take a big breath and reset, close down the ribs. Now this is from the butt crease. Squeeze and close the knees. Squeeze and close the knees. That's 3, 4, 5. It's okay if your knees don't quite reach each other. That's 8, 9, 10. Now I want you to try to keep the legs together. Squeeze the butt crease, pull the belly in. My feet are pushing into the ground. Last 10, it's right in the middle. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, yes you can, 7, let it layer, 8, 9, 10, and release. Knees open, hips to the ground. Take your arms up over your head, rock your knees from side to side, couple deep breaths, deep exhales. Draw your knees into your chest, give yourself a snuggle right there. Roll on up and roll on up to sit. Go ahead and bring your feet together, knees open. Have a moment of just a quick forward bend right there, all the way down on top of it. Roll yourself on up as you breathe in. Keep your feet together as you sit up nice and tall. Feel your butt wrap together underneath you. Right arm up alongside of your ear. Take a twist to the right. I want you to keep the left hip pulling back and in line so that you're twisting from the abdominal muscles. Ready? Go for it. Exhale. Twisting is an abdominal move. You're not going there by accident. You are choosing to wrap around yourself. Come back through center, arms up as you breathe in, over to the other side. Once you've set up the center of your posture, then the external rotation can happen. This is a lot of downward pressure, so pay attention to what you're feeling in your pelvic floor if it can sustain it. Forward bend one more time. Roll yourself on up. One more time, we're twisting. This time we're adding some breath work. Squeeze the feet together, lift up from the pelvic corridor. You're taking your right arm around behind you, taking a twist, going about almost as far as you can, about 80%. Pause there. The middle belly button is gonna pump you back. Here we go. 8, 9, 10, and release. Up and over to the other side, 10 times, exhaling. You're gonna wrap around, you're gonna see my right hip pull back. You're gonna watch my belly button. Here we go, 10. And release. Beautiful. Draw your knees on up, legs out in front of you, lift up. Use all of that energy we just woke up to fold forward and surrender into your legs. Roll yourself on up as you breathe in. Hands behind you, feet out in front of you. Quick tabletop, lift it up, exhale. Drop it down as you breathe out. You're gonna cross your ankles and come forward to hands and knees. Just roll right over it. You can sweep your feet to the side too. Stacking yourself up, go ahead and send your right leg back behind you. Just roll forward and back on the ball of your foot. Start to feel the conversation from your right glute all the way out the heel. Start to feel your armpits in the plank pose forming underneath you into your waist. Pause, even out your pelvis. Find the six pack we just turned on. Find the glutes hugging it, and then engage your butt and lift that leg. Lengthen the leg out. Here we go. It's 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Pause, pull the ribs in, squeeze that heel in towards your butt. You have 10 full range of motion. All the way down, all the way back up. All the way down, all the way back up. That's 2, 3, yes you can. 4, belly button to ribs. Strong arms so the shoulders are free. 6, 7, pull your pubic bone to your belly button, maintain the front body. Last 2, last 1, and you're out. Other side, big breath in. You can always come down to the forearms if you're needing a little break on the wrists. But remember, your wrists are gonna start to recover their integrity in themselves as you build upper body strength and as you integrate your arm strength into your ribs. So challenge yourself, but don't push yourself into pain, right? Take a big breath in, lengthen your waist, internally rotate those inner thighs, pick up the belly button, squeeze the ribs down, squeeze the left butt first, then move, lift it up. Internally rotate, find the ribs, it's 5, just warm it up. 2, 3, how long can that leg get? 4, 5, pause, bend your knee in half. Here we go, down and up. We're going for 10. Feel the hamstring work with the whole line of the glute system. Butt crease all the way up to the upper glute. Yes. You have 4 more. 1, come back to your belly. 2, come back to your arms, find space. Last 1. And you're out. Downward facing dog, exhaling. Nod your head up and down, stretch that out. That was a lot of toning. Press back into both of your heels. Take a big breath in as you reach length in through your spine. You're gonna take a pedaling walk to the top of your mat. Take your time to just stretch out through the feet, stretch out through the backs of your legs. When you get to the top of your mat, plant down into your feet, soften through your knees, relax your upper body, sway a little from side to side. Roll yourself up to stand, breathing in. Arms up alongside of your ears, big breath. Eagle wrap your right elbow underneath your left. Right elbow nestles in. Lift up through those forearms. It's okay if both hands don't interlace. It's fine if you're here still. You're working your way towards this level of connection. Lift your elbows up. Feel the armpits. Stretch the shoulder blades. Bend your knees. Round yourself forward. Use the abdominal muscles. Lift it up into a back bend. Feel your body's ability to undulate through space and release. Left arm, left elbow underneath. You're lifting up through the triceps. Feel the shoulder blades part. Bend your knees, round into it. Suspend your back body. When the front body contracts, the back has a chance to stretch. Lift up. Remember, they're each other's pair. Arms up by your ears, big breath in. Folding forward, exhaling, let's flow it out. Drop your head, right leg, take it back as you breathe in. Feel the front body and back body hugging and working together. Downward facing dog, exhaling. Plank pose as you breathe in, lift out. Heels back, heart forward, belly in. If you feel ready, chaturanga, go right into it. Otherwise, lower to the ground and take a cobra as you breathe in. Downward facing dog, hike it up and back. Extend your right leg up into the sky, squeeze your glute, drive it forward to step, exhaling. Lengthen out through your spine, lift your right arm and take a twist, exhaling. Both hands down to the ground, lift, step forward. You're in the forward bend, plant your feet. Come on up to stand, breathing in, arms up alongside of your ears. Dive forward, exhaling. Follow your breath. Left leg is going back, inhaling. It's like you feel these yeses expanding and coming online in your body. Downward facing dog, follow those. Plank pose as you breathe in. This is you changing your energy, changing the way you're living in the world. Celebrate that. Left leg, send it up, breathing in, here we go. Come forward to step. Heart forward, heel back. Lift that left arm and twist. Both hands down, step forward. Come on up to stand. Here we go, squatting. Drop it back. Find your waist. Pull the mat apart. 20, go. 1, start to heat up your heartbeat. That's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. You're halfway there. Go deeper, stay deeper. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Stand up, arms up, dive forward, you're exhaling. Lift your heart, look forward. It's a jump or a walk back. Go for it, right into chaturanga. Inhaling, downward facing dog. Lift your heels, look forward, big breath in. Exhale, fire up those arms, jump forward. Come on up to stand. Dive forward, exhaling, you got 2 more. Look forward, big breath, chaturanga. Lift it, downward facing dog. Lift those heels, look forward. Take flight. Come on up. Back down, exhaling. Last one. Arms up, exhale. Downward facing dog. Lift up, look forward, exhale. Come on up. Hands to your hips, sit on down. Use that heartbeat, use that breath. Gather yourself. 20, 1, 2, use those big muscles, your thighs, your glutes, and your waist. They're all coming back into conversation with each other. They want to support you. They want to be the source of your strength. 10 more, 2, 3, push and pull, 4, 5, 6, breathe, 7, 8, 9, 10, stand up, arms up. Land at your heart, exhaling, pause, right leg goes back. Bend your left knee, even out your hips. Push the heel of your right hand down on your butt. Push your butt up into your hand. You have 10, go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Belly button to butt. 8, 9, 10, and release, other side. Left leg goes back. Push down into the glute. Tighten up the belly button. Push your butt up into your hand. Hand down into your butt. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and release. Beautiful. Arms up. Fold forward, exhaling. Nod your head up and down. Last time, hands to the ground, look forward. Big breath in. Pick yourself up from your armpits. Leverage it back. Chaturanga. Inhaling to lift. Downward facing dog, exhaling. Pedal it out. Left leg is high. Send it up into the sky. Breathe in. Drive it forward to step. Turn your heel down, warrior two. Anchor down into those feet and then turn your body. Remember that warrior two is a twist. You want to anchor down into the hips. You're turning the waist and the ribs over the top of that. Arms out, use those triceps, push down and out. Turn your palms up, make a muscle up the right side of your body. Peaceful warrior as you tip it back. Straighten your left leg, it's a triangle pose. The side body needs the middle body to organize it. Gather in. Extended side angle, bend. Push into both feet equally. Gather in the waist like you're in plank pose. Peaceful warrior, reach up and back. Hands down to the ground and spiral through, straddle forward bend. Drop into it. Exhaling. Come up onto your fingertips. You're gonna have to lift up from the belly, find your armpits, and find kind of a plank pose, almost like you're gonna pull your pubic bone to your belly button. Then try a twist. Try staying on your fingertips. You can also stick a block underneath that hand if you feel like you need it. The challenge here is to push into your feet to activate your glutes, to maintain your hip stability, and to turn from the waist, not your shoulders. Heels in, toes out. Roll yourself on up as you breathe in. Hands to your hips. It's a dip. I want you to feel like you're doing a little bit of an oblique twist, but you're also just stretching the waist. Right shoulder to left knee, left shoulder to right knee. Be sweet. If you're feeling like your sacrum is not very stable, this maybe you don't want to go very far with, okay? Drawing it across. Come back up as you breathe in, arms up, big inhale. Warrior two to your right foot, carve it out. Sitting down into it, pushing equally into both legs. Carve out the waist so it's right over your tailbone and your pubic bone. Feel your glutes wrap up underneath you. Peaceful warrior, tip it back. Straighten that right leg, it's a triangle pose as you come on forward. You're extending yourself, you're in extended side angle. Or excuse me, you're in a triangle pose. Bend your right knee, now we're in extended side angle. Left arm over your head, draw the belly in as you reach around yourself. Now back into a straddle forward bend. Go ahead, sweep it back in. Drop your head, neck, and shoulders as you exhale. Fingers up, heels in, toes out this time. Come on up into your wide second position. Sit down into it. Once you pull your pubic bone up and underneath you, feel your glutes wrapping underneath you. I want you to soften this connection as much as possible. Push in your heels and squeeze your glutes to pull the knees back in space. You have 10 more, here we go. 1, 2, 3, cook it. 4, yes you can. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, straighten the legs, come on down, we've got 10 squats, here we go. Let the knees get wider. I want you to feel the circumference of your legs working with your glutes, with the pelvic floor. They're all connected. Let the feet be kind of the igniter of that relationship. We have 5 more, stay lower this time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, straighten the legs, arms up. Heels out, toes in, fold forward, bend your knees as much as you need to. Nod your head up and down. Roll yourself back around to your left foot. Drop that back knee, step back to hands and knees. You're coming down to all fours, down onto your forearms. From here, you can either keep your forearms on the ground or turn your palms flat down. You're gonna walk your knees back. I want you to feel that you can push down into your forearms enough that you can draw the shoulder blades back underneath you and elongate your heart. Pick the belly button up, pull the pubic bone to your belly button to your rib cage, and press the hand of your six pack up into your body. Notice if your shoulders are pitching past your elbows. Draw it back, feel your back and your armpits suspending you. Then you can fire up your legs, fire up your glutes, lift up, and you're in a forearm plank. Let your gaze be down between your thumbs so you aren't overextending your neck in any one direction. Pick up the waist a little higher. You have 5 more counts. Go. 2, 3, close your eyes. 4, 5, drop your knees. Child's pose as you exhale, draw it back. For a moment, roll up to the top of your head, get a stretch. Roll back down as you exhale. Roll on up again as you breathe in. Forearms, here we go. Come on down. Lengthen out through your chest. Feel that your shoulder blades are like a wall in your back. You're gonna push into your toes, lift those hips and press it back. You're gonna start to walk your toes in. This may be a really big moment for you. This may be as far as you go, but what I want you to challenge yourself with is starting to lift up through the rib cage, firing up your triceps and your biceps, and then lifting your right leg up into the sky. Try a little roll and a little roll, and maybe that back foot will come off the ground, and maybe your feet will meet. One more breath. Right leg down, left leg down, child's pose. Exhaling. Roll up to the top of your head. Roll back down. Forearms, you have another leg. Come on up and back. Take a breath in. Walk it forward, stack yourself. Close the ribs up into the glutes. Close the arms up into your armpits. Extend your left leg. Roll. Feel the wall that is your abdominal line. Feel the glute help you lift. Feel your legs connect to each other. Little tiny hops are a great way to start to build your way into this. Left leg down. Right leg down. Child's pose. Roll yourself on up. Release. Come up onto your shins. Find your legs underneath you. Gather your hips in. Take a moment, hands either to your low back. If you know you have the back bend, go ahead and stretch yourself all the way back into Ustrasana, dropping your head. Close it down. Come back up as you breathe in and release. You're gonna lie down on your left side. As you lie down, you can prop yourself up onto your forearm. You're gonna internally rotate those thighs. You can also come down and put your head in your hand if you need a break from your arms, okay? But here we are. Armpit lifted, side body engaged, middle belly engaged. You're gonna take that right leg long out. Extend the leg from the waist without misaligning the hips, right? It's the waist that's stretching over the butt. Turn the toes down, lift the heel towards the ceiling, gather up the bottom waist, and then start to engage the right butt. 2, 3. You should feel this going all the way up into the waist. Sometimes it helps to just gently turn the top hand down to the ground. It lets you feel a little bit more length back there. Yeah? That was 10. We've got 10 more. 1, squeeze it. 2, 3, 4. Try staying higher. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and release. Go ahead and let that right foot come back behind you. Lengthen your bottom leg. Lengthen out as much as possible. Stack hip over hip. I want a nice long leg here. It's not hip flexor that's gripping, it's inner thigh. So put your hand on it if you need to, and you're lifting. 2. Notice if it's more calf, you really want to feel a muscle pushing up into your hand in the upper inner thigh. That's 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and release. Switch over to the other side. Right forearm is down. You can do whatever you want with that bottom leg. You're gonna lengthen out the top leg. Find the bottom waist, lift up from the armpit. Feel the hips stacking on top of each other. Elongate. Take it back a little bit. Elongate, take it back a little bit. Now you're gonna turn the toes down, heel up. Pull in the waist to meet it. You can take your top hand around. Maybe notice if these ribs are collapsing into that hip. What I just did, I lengthened out my ribs from my hip. Ready? Make a muscle in your left butt all the way up into your waist. You're squeezing. The number is 20. Pick up the belly. 6. Let it burn. Let it build. Yes. You're warm. You have so much energy inside of your body now. Now is the place to really make changes in the patterns and in the strength conversation in your body. You have 8 more. 1, 2, 3. Get longer. 4, 5, 6, 7. Last one. And release. That foot comes down. You're lengthening out the bottom leg. Stacking your hips. Get extra long. Pull in the belly. Make a muscle right here in this inner thigh, and then go for it. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and release. Woo! Come on up to sit. Go ahead and take your right leg over your left.
Sit up nice and tall. You're gonna build a twist around into the right. Exhaling, stretch that hip out. Come back through center, unravel, we're taking it to the other side. Just give those hips a moment. Big breath in, squeeze and wrap the waist around itself. Come back through center as you breathe out, legs wide. Have a moment as you sit up nice and tall. You can rock a little bit from side to side. Doesn't have to be this wide, obviously. It can be anywhere that is comfortable for you, but push your edge just a little bit. Rotate the bowl of your pelvis. Find yourself up on top of your sit bones. I want you to extend your legs out from your hips. Here's the thing about forward bending. The stretch of the hamstrings is not just independent from everything else. We want the quadriceps to engage and help the hamstring stretch. So you actually are pushing the legs down to the ground, and then the waist can lift up and away from that, and then we can side bend. Left arm over your head, take a nice big side bend and stretch. So I'm reaching out my left leg as I stretch away. Come back up as you breathe in. Remember, your arms work with your waist. They're not just stuck on your shoulders. Here we go, reach forward again. And come back up. It's a forward bend. Just dip into it. Keep the toes pointing towards the ceiling. Reach out. If you feel strain on your inner knees, close the shape a little bit. Don't come down as far. Over time, the descent will happen. One more big breath. And then roll yourself on up from there. As you exhale, you're gonna bring your legs together, back towards the front of your mat. You can jiggle them out there for a moment. Bend your knees, use your hands, control your descent down to the ground. Hands behind your head, shoulder blades down. Walk your feet out in front of you, pick up your belly, pick up your rib cage, pull the navel down into your body. We have 20. 1, 2, touch it. 3, find out what you're working. 4, what you think isn't contracting is not always what is happening, right? So use your hands to give you that extra feedback. Use your eyes, see if you're bowing out or if you're pulling in. If you're dealing with a little diastasis still, you can use your hands to kind of pinch the six pack a little bit together. It's gonna give you just a little more contact of the six pack on top of the transverse abdominals. We have 10 more. 1, 2, pull in. 3, 4, breathe. 5, I know. 6, yes you can. 7, 8, 9, last one. 10, and release. Take your feet on in, palms down to the ground. It's a half wheel. Go ahead and lift yourself on up, or bridge pose. This time you're gonna walk your hands underneath you, walk your shoulders underneath you, and start to feel that suspension out of the back. Go ahead and extend your tailbone forward, pull the ribs down, and then the back bend actually happens right up here, the chest reaching towards the chin. It's okay if the ribs open a little bit, as long as you still have connection to your abdominal muscles, right? Don't turn your head in this position, by the way. One more big breath. Exhale, lower on down, open those arms away, suspend that out. That should have felt like a really nice neck and shoulder stretch, okay? So if you feel like it was a little bit too much pressure, I want you to put a blanket underneath your shoulders right now. Head will be on the ground, blanket on the shoulders. From here, we're actually gonna go up into a shoulder stand. This is the way I do it. I draw my knees in, take my legs up, palms down to the ground. You're gonna gently roll your legs up and over your head, okay? So this is kind of a rounded, I'm not working very hard yet. It's sort of a rounded, it's a big stretch for the low back. So you can always bend the knees if your hamstrings feel like they're fighting this, okay? You're gonna start to walk your shoulders underneath you the way we just were in that half wheel. Then you can bring your hips up. See, I'm piking them up from my waist. Hands are gonna climb up my low back, and then you can take one leg and then the other leg up into the ceiling. You're gonna take 3 deep breaths. If you feel like you wanna stay longer, stay longer. Be sweet with it. You can stop at any point along the way, building up to an inversion practice, right? Just coming into that plow pose is a big deal. It's a big stretch on the neck and shoulders. It's a big deal for the head to let go of its control on that level. From here, go ahead and take one leg down, pull the navel back. Take your other foot down. Take your time. Hands down. Use your arms like little brakes. You're massaging off your shoulders, coming down your spine. Take a breath. Hug your knees for a second. Just be. Feet down to the ground. Let your knees fall to the right. Take your bottom foot onto your top knee and suspend. Open your arms, look over your left arm and shoulder. This big diagonal stretch. Breathe and let it go. A stretch like this crosses the midbrain barrier. Lose that bottom foot, draw the knees up, over to the other side. When you're crossing the midline like this, bottom foot, top knee, arms wide, turn and look over your right shoulder. You're getting the two hemispheres of your brain to fire more efficiently at each other, to talk to each other. Your creative and your analytic. Your passive, receptive side and your active doing side. Rebalancing. One more breath. Exhaling. Unhook that bottom foot. Come back up through center. Draw your knees into your chest one more time. Rock yourself on up to sit. We're gonna build it right into a pigeon from here. So take your time. Your left shin is already in front of you. Your right leg is gonna come all the way back behind you. So you need to sort of shift your weight back there for a moment. Rock a little bit from side to side. Good. You can start to feel that right hip wrapping into you. Lengthen out through your waist. Come all the way down as you exhale. If your left hip is off the ground, you can absolutely stick a little edge of a blanket underneath there to prop you up. Maybe you just let it float off the ground. As long as your knees and your low back are okay, you're okay to be here, okay? Let your head go. Exhale. 3 more. Breathe in. Breathe out. Surrender any tension in your head and in your face. Exhaling. Start to climb yourself back up. Hands down to the ground. Tuck your toes, downward facing dog just to even out for a moment. And then draw that right shin forward, pigeon. Kind of rock yourself a little bit from side to side. Sitting up nice and tall as you breathe in. Set yourself up so that left hip is really wrapping around and you feel the lengthening out of the hip, and then come on forward as you exhale. Stretch it out. Big breath out as you descend. Let the back toes go and breathe out. Exhaling. Take 3 more breaths. Feel your molars relax away from each other and your tongue relax. Feel your breath soften the space between your eyebrows. Notice the thoughts that want to dance around inside of you. They get very cyclical. You get to know them. Noticing them and taking a step away from them is the first act in changing them. Come back up as you breathe in. You're going to swing that back leg around in front of you. Long leg, right foot to your inner thigh. Just shift yourself from side to side there for a moment, and then you're going to sweep yourself around and take a nice big forward bend over that left leg. Big inhale, big exhale as you reach down across it. Remember that forward bending is an abdominal move. Ask your abs to be a part of the equation. Your left thigh is engaging to press your hamstring down to the ground, and the waist is like an inchworm lifting you out over and over again. Come back up as you breathe in. Switch sides, right leg out, left foot in. Okay, you're allowing the left hip flexor to open. You're finding yourself up onto your pelvis. Take that gentle twist, reach your left arm out and across, big breath in, and exhale, dive down. Follow your breath into the forward bend. Let it lift you and take you deeper, and lift you and take you deeper. Remember that your waist is able to work independent of anything else. It can just turn itself on and move the rib cage. It needs breath to help it, but it can do that without your shoulders gripping and trying to take you there. Drop your head for 2 more breaths. Hang out and work the forward bend. Enter a state of relaxation. Oftentimes that takes more effort than the big active physical work. Roll yourself up as you breathe in. Legs long out in front of you. Sift up onto your sit bones. Find your waist lift up, forward bending as you exhale.
Let it all go. Relax your shoulders. Breathe the ribs out. Breathe the ribs out. And exhale. Relax your hands. Breathe through your mouth. Exhale. Allow your teeth and tongue to surrender. One more breath into your kidneys and into your low back. Roll yourself on up as you breathe in. Find a seat for just a breath. You're going to let your left hand relax into your lap, and you're going to take your right hand up into your face. Your first two fingers are going to come between your eyebrows and land right around your third eye. Sit up nice and tall. You're going to be using your ring finger and your thumb. Take a breath into both nostrils. When you exhale, block off your right nostril with your thumb and breathe out of the left nostril. Breathe in through the left nostril. Use your ring finger to block it off. Open your thumb and exhale. Breathe through your nose. Inhale through the right, close your eyes if you can. Block off your right nostril, open the left, and exhale. Let your breath take all the time it needs to fill you and empty you. Breathe in through the left. Close it off. Exhale through the right. Continue on your own rhythm for 2 more full rounds. It will take longer than you expect for you to breathe into all of the quadrants of your lungs, your abdomen, your pelvic floor. Relaxing your pelvic floor and allowing it to breathe is as vital as strengthening it. It is the other half of its strength training. Relax the pelvic floor, relax your abdomen. Receive life, internal and external. Exhale out of the right side one more time. Relax your hands down. Have a moment. Relax your forehead. Let your eyes stay closed so your internal listening and seeing can heighten. The intuition of a mother is one of the most powerful instincts I've ever encountered. But it does take listening to. We need each other's support and advice, shared experiences. And at the end of the day, we also have to be able to take that information in and choose the most authentic. Sometimes it's a leap of faith, often. Allow these practices to bring you back again and again to your own listening, to your own trusting, to that bubbling pool of happiness and brightness and love that is the center of your being. Bring your hands together to your heart. Blessings on your day. Namaste.